Welcome to Moose Plays, everyone. I'm the Liquor Moose, and today we've got face cam. It's been something I wanted to try out for a while. Honestly, just couldn't figure it out before. So now that I have it figured out, we're gonna do that. It's also as a solo quote unquote let's play thing that I'm doing. It's a little more, or at least it looks a little more interactive than without the face cam. It's not like if I had someone else here that I was talking to as well, I probably wouldn't do it just because it's still slightly interactive because I myself am interacting with someone. But with this, I think it'll look a little bit better. So today we're gonna talk about team composition for Team Bump and Dump's Week 2 match against Chris's team, the Crystal Beach Whimsy. So, regarding Chris's team, he did a lot. I will say he did a lot of good research. He basically has a really good rain core on his team, but his team does not always need to run that core. However, there are a lot of non-rain core Pokemon on his team that just benefit from having rain up. The biggest examples, I think, being Mega Scizor and Amoonguss get... rain makes fire-type attacks weaker, which inherently makes hitting Scizor and Amoonguss harder super effectively anyways. Those are the two big ones. There's some other small interactions, like some Pokemon's coverage moves can get boosted, but that's slightly minimal that we don't need to worry about it. So, what I needed to do was prepare a team that can deal with both a rain team and not a rain team. I'd say probably the top two Pokemon here are probably the best suited for that. So, my Thundercock. So, this thing is obviously, super duper fast. I think the only thing, without... I can't talk today for whatever reason. So it speed ties Jolteon, unless for whatever reason, when I practiced with Matt, he scarfed Jolteon, which I guess makes sense. That means he always went, no speed tie required. Jolteon's always faster than this, and that could be required. It definitely hits a lot less hard. But it's an option. I think I will need to keep an eye out for that. Normally, Jolteon would run Life Orb, so I can just figure out from damage calcs on previous attacks that he does. But anyways, so I originally planned on bringing a Choice Scarfed Electivire to this match because it gets Motor Drive instead of just Electric Surge. But it didn't have a good way to deal with Kingdra, which is a huge problem if I'm dealing with the rain team. So I instead went to this because it's already fast enough. Kingdra and the rain will outspeed everything on my team. I'm just going to have to play around that. I'm not bringing Thunder Wave this time, so I don't really have a solid form of speed control. But I'm giving Coco an Expert Belt. And then I'm gonna be Thunderbolt, obviously, Electric Surge boosted, Expert Belt for super effective damage on some of his Pokemon. It's honestly, I think Expert Belt is probably the item that I'll be giving Coco most often. Maybe if I come across a team that doesn't have any ground types, which is I can't think of any off the top of my head right now, but if I had to guess, that's not going to be many. If I come across a team that doesn't have a ground type Pokemon, I'll give him a Magnet instead of an Expert Belt. But yeah, so Thunderbolt, most powerful stab. Again, U-turn because of ground types. Actually, sort of because of ground types. He does have Garchomp here, but also Jolteon has Volt Absorb, and Lantern can have Volt Absorb. If he brings Lantern, it's actually going to be a bit of a prediction for the first time because he could have Water Absorb or Volt Absorb, which is actually quite good against my team. But yeah, so U-turn because of the Volt Absorb users and the ground type. Dazzling Gleam because it hits Garchomp super effectively and Kingdra super effectively. It does also hit Umbreon and Hitmonchan, but I think he's less likely to bring those two. And Hidden Power Fire is there specifically so Mega Scizor doesn't wall us. That's the big thing. So that's Coco. Superman 64 is coming back. We're making him a little more bulky this time. We're giving him like max investment, well, almost max investment into HP, max investment into special defense, and then assault vest. If he does bring the rain team, Steam Eruption gets powered up enough that I don't think we're gonna need. Excuse me. We're gonna need the more investment into special attack. It deals a lot of damage in the rain. Also, Water Absorb is huge against the rain team. It's like this is my main answer to Kingdra. It's just basically hope that Kingdra can't deal an excess amount of damage. I think a modest Specs Draco Meteor from Kingdra, I think deals like somewhere between, I think max of 43 to this Volcanion, which is pretty good. The other thing, if he brings Special Tornadus, this is also a good check to that. But yeah, Steam Eruption, obviously, like it's a powerful stab attack, plus Rain Boost is great. Fire Blast obviously gets mitigated by the rain, but it's another stab and gets good coverage on his team. And with one synergy that I'll show later on my team. And then some coverage moves. Earth Power is... So, like, when I was originally looking for a way for this to hit Kingdra, because both Steam Eruption and Fire Blast, Kingdra resists, like, 4 times. So, I was looking at coverage options, and it was either Sludge Wave or Earth Power. Earth Power hits more of his Pokemon. Like, I think, oh no, what it was my, like, Sludge Wave hits more things neutrally, but also more things not very effectively. Whereas Earth Power, I think, Tornadus is immune to, and so is Pelipper. But other than that, it does hit Lantern and Jolteon super effectively on a switch, if that comes up, because I'd imagine it will at some point. And then because of that, I put in Hidden Power Electric, mostly to hit Pelipper, because since Hidden Power got the nerf in Gen 5 or 6? Gen 5, no, Gen 6. It got a power nerf in Gen 6, so now Hidden Power is mostly to deal 4 times super effective damage to things. So it's for Pelipper, but I mean it can hit Tornadus if it needs to. So now we've got a debut for this season. My Krusty the Clown really let himself go, just so you know. But Conkeldurr, the Guts Flame Orb set. There was like debate whether this should be an Assault Vest or not, but Conkeldurr's special defense naturally is not very good, and a lot of Chris's team hits way too hard, especially. Like, I mean, you've got Kingdra in Rain, Jolteon, Tornadus, Specs Chandelure. Like, there's way too many things that hit really hard, especially. So, instead of that, I'm just going to hopefully try to get this insane power boost from Flame Orb Guts. We went Flame Orb instead of Toxic Orb, because Gen 7 nerfed Burn. It only does 6% damage now instead of 12 like it used to, like Poison does. Makes Will-O-Wisp a little bit less of an actual win condition, but it clearly makes Flame Orb a lot better than Toxic Orb, so we're running that instead. So now we've got like just Mach Punch for priority and Stab, because that's good. Knock Off because Knock Off. Ice Punch for coverage to hit Garchomp, because there's not a lot. I think like it's Ice Punch and Dazzling Gleam to hit Garchomp super effectively, and that's it. And then Drain Punch for recovery, if that comes up. That's mostly on a switch though. This is also Gonna do a lot of work against Umbreon, I think. It just kind of like resists his stuff. If he brings Umbreon, anyways. Trunks is coming back. Again, we're gonna be running a physically defensive variant. Because it does work against, like, kind of Garchomp, but mostly against Scizor and a physical Tornadus. And I guess Hitmonchan without Ice Punch, but I doubt he wouldn't bring it. Rapid Spin, I don't know if he's going to be running Hazards. I mean, Frogadier can learn Spikes, but honestly, now that I look at it, maybe... Oh, no, I guess Garchomp can learn Rocks. But regardless, it's always better to be safe than sorry with Hazard removal, so I'm bringing Rapid Spin. Earthquake, just for a stab. I mean, it's Earthquake. It's always going to be good. Knockoff again, because Knockoff, and Stealth Rock, because Stealth Rock. Like, Donphan's good, and it'll be bringing, like, a lot of obvious things. Like, I mean, all 4 of those moves are just inherently good, regardless of the Pokemon it's on. So now, we're going to move down. We made a move this past week. We ended up dropping Golduck, and we picked up Mesprit. The reason I dropped Golduck was because I did draft Golduck to be anti-weather, but really, Golduck is only good anti-weather for not rain, specifically sun, actually. And there was what looked to be a sun team, but not to the extent, like, I'd say Chris's team here as a weather core is probably like the most extensive weather core in probably in the entire league, actually. It's just, so without like an actual like legitimate sun team in the league, Golduck was like mediocre at best. It just wasn't going to be good. So I ended up dropping him and picked up a much more versatile Pokemon in Mesprit, nicknamed Kaguya. It's a Naruto reference because Kaguya has this eye up here. I don't think it's an eye for Mesprit. I think it's just a gem. But regardless, we're going to be running a specially defensive variant because of all of Chris's special type attackers. Don't really want to switch this into Kingdra, because Kingdra hits it stupid hard. When I played against him, good switch-ins were, like, obviously a Mungus. Tornadus, kind of, depends on the set. But we're running a bit of Secret Tech. Sunny Day, because just to get the rain off the field, and it does run synergy with Fire Blast here. And I actually don't know if it boosts the power of Hidden Power Fire. I guess I could check that on Calcs. But regardless, Sunny Day is just kind of like a Secret Tech in case he does bring rain. If not, then, I mean, I could use it depending on the situation, but most likely I won't. Toxic, just because it's toxic and it's good. Psychic, so it can actually have an attack, mostly to hit here. And I guess it can hit Hitmonchan super effectively. And then Healing Wish I'm bringing, just because when it gets to the point that Mesprit is no longer able to battle, I can just Healing Wish and bring something else back to full health and no status that could potentially be better. When I practiced with Matt, I used it on Volcanion. Ooh, excuse me. I used it on Superman 64. And it did huge work against Tornadus. So that's why I picked up Mesprit, just because it's very versatile, and in a world where I didn't get Cresselia like I had last year because Sean sniped him from me. It's not the next best thing, obviously, but it can act as like a physically defensive Calm Minder as well. It's just Mesprit is actually quite versatile, so that's why I picked him up, as opposed to Golduck being very, very narrow and just not good at anything else. And last Pokemon, it's your boy. We're running the same set as last time. It's honestly good enough. Like, the only Pokemon it doesn't outspeed are Jolteon and Tornadus. I don't know if Chris watched my battle. Excuse me. I don't remember if Chris watched my battle last week. Or like he might have been there live, but I don't remember. I don't know if he watched like my actual video, because if he didn't watch it, then he didn't know that I was running. I didn't get a chance to use the Z move, so he won't know that I'm running the rock type. Not that he would know which one I would be running anyways. But the rock type Z move, it's mostly there for Tornadoes, and I guess it can hit Pelipper and Chandelure. It's actually, like, I mean, Continental Crush is just good, but Stone Edge is also good. And then it's just like the standard Swords Dance set that you would find on a Virizion, with just Stone Edge for coverage and Z move, and then Leaf Blade in close combat for stabs. So, yeah, I practiced against Matt both when he was and wasn't playing Rain Core teams. I think it has a good shot at both. I ended up losing more frequently to the Rain team, but it does have a good. I think it does have a good shot at beating both of those teams. But yeah, we'll just test it out. Hopefully everything goes well. I'm looking to bounce back from my week 1 loss against Alex, and I'm hoping to do it with this team against whatever team Chris decides to bring. If anything changes between the battle and the filming of this video, I will let you guys know at the start of the battle. But other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.